President Donald Trump's appearance at Senator Lindsey Graham's funeral is once again making headlines. But this time, it wasn't because of the president himself. Instead, social media became fixated on a funeral guest seated directly behind Trump after cameras captured him pulling a series of unusual facial expressions. During the July 28th memorial service in Washington, D.C., Trump attended alongside Vice President J.D. Vance and several world leaders, including Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. But as clips from the ceremony spread online, viewers noticed the unidentified man behind Trump repeatedly grimacing, tightening his lips, looking around the room, and at one point staring directly toward the camera. The moment quickly went viral. One post joked that the man looked like he was struggling because, as the user put it, "It smells crazy back there." Another user echoed the same sentiment, writing, "Bro is fighting for his life behind Trump right now." A third comment said, "That's an 'are you serious' face? He can't believe the smell coming from the person in front of him." Meanwhile, another viral tweet added, quote, "It's so bad his eyes are tearing up." And one more user joked, "This is the hardest job in the room and he didn't even sign up for it." That sparked another wave of comments, with several users reviving the long-running and unverified internet rumors claiming Trump wears adult diapers. One user wrote, quote, "It's pretty clear that Donald Trump, the President of the United States, wears diapers and is constantly himself." Another claimed, quote, "I was talking to a friend recently who's been in an enclosed space with him, and he smells of dirty diaper. How is this possible? This guy is holding an entire nation hostage." None of those claims have been substantiated, but the speculation spread rapidly across social media. To separate speculation from reality, body language expert Judy James offered a very different explanation. According to James, the viral clip needs to be viewed in context. Speaking exclusively to Mirror US, she explained that while lifting the upper lip can sometimes signal disgust, genuine disgust usually comes with other facial movements, including a wrinkled nose and both lips moving together to close the mouth. James said that wasn't what happened here. She also noted the man wasn't looking directly at anyone or reacting during a conversation, making it less likely that the expression was aimed at Trump. Instead, she pointed out that the guest displayed a range of expressions throughout the service, frequently scanning the room, adjusting his jacket and belt, and appearing highly alert. According to James, the expression gradually shifted into something that looked more like sadness, regret, or deep concentration, rather than disgust. She also suggested another possibility. Because Trump appeared to briefly speak to the same man at the end of the service, seemingly checking where to go next, James believes he may actually have been part of the president's security or support team. If that's the case, she says the expressions could simply reflect someone intensely focused on their job, rather than reacting negatively to the president. While social media rushed to one conclusion, the expert says the viral moment may have had a far less dramatic explanation. But that's not the only moment from Senator Lindsey Graham's funeral putting President Donald Trump under the spotlight. The president's own eulogy has also sparked backlash after critics accused him of veering off script during one of the most solemn moments of the service. Here's what he said.
Thank you very much. Vice President Vance, members of the Cabinet, members of the House and Senate, distinguished guests, Darlene, and the entire Graham family. We love you all. Today we gather in the deepest gratitude and profoundest sorrow to honor a beloved friend, a devoted brother, a respected statesman, a giant of the United States Senate, and a true American original who left us much too soon. And that can only be the one and only Lindsey Graham. By the strength of his steadfast convictions, the force of his magnetic personality, and the goodness of his noble soul, Lindsey rose from a small town in rural South Carolina, a place he loved so much, to become a constant fixture of American politics at the highest level, and a force to be reckoned with all over the world. For more than 30 years, nothing of consequence happened in this capital without Lindsey Graham knowing about it. Nothing of significance happened anywhere in the world without Lindsey Graham having a view on it. And no bill became law in the most exceptional republic in human history without Lindsey Graham having a say in it. He was a man who gave America the full measure of his good and mighty heart until that heart itself just gave out. But even though Lindsey's life was cut short while he was still so full of vim and vigor, there can be no doubt that he lived absolutely to the fullest. He died doing the work he was born to do. He was truly a great politician, serving the country he loved to serve so deeply. He went out at the peak of his career and the top of his game as a legend that every one of us, many of us here today, blessed to know him, and a friend that none of us will ever forget. There was truly nobody like Lindsey Graham. It was his hometown of central South Carolina that Lindsey first learned the art of politics. His parents ran a bar and pool hall on Main Street with a room in the back where the family spent and slept and did everything that you had to do. As Lindsey said, his father taught him the key to being a successful bar owner is that you have to be funny enough that people will keep coming back, and that you have to be tough enough that you can stay in business and thrive. A very difficult combination. For his entire storied career, that's exactly who Lindsey Graham was. He was the first person to make you laugh, and one of the last people that you've really ever wanted to fight. These were the traits that made him into one of the great figures in Senate history. Few like him. As a boy, Lindsey also learned his first lessons in diplomacy when the wife of one regular patron called the bar asking for her husband. She demanded to know, where is he? The man instructed Lindsey, tell her I'm not here. And young Lindsey nodded and said into the phone to the wife, he said to tell you that he's not here. That was Lindsey. When Lindsey was just 20 years old, he lost his mom to cancer. 15 months later, he lost his dad. Their deaths left his 13-year-old sister, Darlene, an orphan. But in God's mercy, she had her wonderful brother to take care of her. On top of it all, Lindsey became her guardian while still in college and helped raise her. He later said that for all his achievements, and he had many, his single proudest accomplishment in life was how well Darlene turned out. He had total respect and love for Darlene. Nothing could be more fitting than that woman who was Lindsey's proudest legacy now continues his legacy of service in the U.S. Senate, a place that he cherished. And I have no doubt that he's looking down today, beaming with pride at his sister, Senator Darlene Graham. Thank you, Senator. Lindsey first stormed into Washington with the Republican Revolution of 1994, becoming the first Republican to win his House district in 120 years. That was Lindsey. In 2002, he ran for the Senate in what should have been a loss, and he swept to an easy victory. Lindsey quickly became a master at maneuvering in one of the world's great legislative bodies. He secured record funding for our military as a budget committee chairman. He delivered the largest investment in border security in history, and last year he shepherded the passage of the largest tax cuts in American history, the great, big, beautiful bill. Had a lot of Lindsay goodies in there, too, I can tell you. And of course, he was also a great champion of the United States Supreme Court. His impassioned defense of a wonderful person, a great gentleman, Justice Kavanaugh, ended a disgraceful attack on this very good man and gave us one of the greatest moments the Senate has ever seen. It was a truly monumental moment in Senate history. I believe it was Lindsay's perhaps finest hour. But no matter how heated things got in Washington, virtually everyone, Republican or Democrat, liked Lindsay. Well, not everybody, but it sounds good. Not everybody. He was a tough cookie, okay? I have to veer from this for a second. He was a tough cookie, darling, but he was beautiful.